Hello there, Ari here. Today I'm going to show you how I do my cosplay makeup for Lunafreya from Final Fantasy XV. Our Lady Oracle, beloved across Eos, exudes both grace and strength. Although her makeup looks simple, it also denotes her duality, highlighting her strongest features, but it's also soft and natural, giving her an approachable, polished look fitting of her royal lineage. Are you ready to return the ring to the rightful chosen king and fulfill your calling? Let's start! It's been a while since my last video, but I'm super excited to do one of my favorite FF girls. So, as usual, start off with a clean and prepped base. Don't forget lip balm. I am terrible at putting in contacts, so I have mine already in and ready to go. Already the hype is real and we haven't even started yet. Bring on Leviathan. Too soon? Alright, let's prime this face. Use your favorite face primer that's tailored to your skin needs. For me, that's smoothing out texture and creating a sticky base so my foundation lasts all day and all night. Moving on to the base, I chose to use a BB cream because Lunafreya's skin is smooth and even, but has visible flaws. So the lighter to medium coverage is perfect. It also has a natural dewy finish, just like Luna's game renders. I blend in with my hands, but feel free to use a brush or beauty blender, whatever you like. Time to conceal, or heal the star scourge that's somehow on my face. I'm using one that's not too high coverage or lighter than my skin tone to keep the skin feeling natural. Apparently natural can also be a lot of concealer. Then go ahead and blend in. Time to set the face. Use a light hand with your setting powder to protect your dewy finish, but keep your concealer and base from moving or creasing. Next up, contouring. This is optional, but for cosplay, I like to shorten the tip of my nose and slim my jawline. Using a light hand and a fluffy brush to blend make for an undetectably snatched contour. For cheeks that bloom from hill to veil, like the flowers of Tenebrae, use a nude pink blush. I'm using a cream formula that melts into the skin for a subtle, natural flush. I also opted for a nude shade to complement Luna's subdued complexion. And with that, we can move on to the eyes. Begin with an eye primer, so our natural toned eyeshadows stand out and last all day. I chose one with coverage to cancel out any discoloration. Concealer also works well for this if you're in a pinch. And now for the really fun part, eyeshadow. Using a fluffy crease brush and a warm matte light brown shade, define the crease with a wash of color. With circular motions, I also blend this lightly into the front of my eyebrow. I also take it into the outer V, blending down towards the lower lash line for an uplifted eye shape. This should be very soft and blended, looking like a natural shadow. Next, with a tapered eye brush and a mid-tone brown shade, lightly define the outer V. Be sure to connect to the lower lash line and the crease for a smooth transition. You can use a flat shader brush and the same brown shade to better connect the lower lash line to the outer V we just created. Now go in with an angled brush and the same brown shade and define the lower lash line, staying under the lashes to keep a bare space. This creates an enlarged eye effect and is a Japanese trend you can see in Luna's makeup. Using a small paddle brush and a matte bone shade, clean up the edges of your outer V and under the brow. This will help with blending and define our new eye shape. Then just blend out the edges with a dense blender brush. To get that Final Fantasy XV reddish eye socket, I'm using a peachy coral blush and a fluffy brush. Concentrate the most pigment at the inner corner of the crease, going up towards the brow and lightly blend into the crease. Then concentrate more pigment along the edges of the outer V, blending down along the lower lash line, but don't blend too far. Going back into our matte bone shade and a small accent brush, brighten the bare space we left along the lower lash line that may have been blended over. Time to tightline. Use a black pencil liner to define your upper waterline. This will help with lashes and eyeliner later on. To add a natural sheen to the eyelid as if they were slightly wet, lightly tap a light shimmery champagne shade onto the very center of the lid. Try not to overblend and keep it to the ball of your eye. Next up, liquid liner. Using a matte black liner pen, gently line your upper lash line, staying close to the lashes. The line should be thinnest at the inner corner and ever so slightly thickened towards the outer V. Try to keep the line clean and precise without getting too thick. Then continue the line downwards at the outer portion for a puppy dog eye effect. Keep the downward wing short and tapered. To brighten up the eyes, take the same shimmery champagne shade we used on the lids to highlight the inner corners of the eye. Blend it down onto the inner portion of the lower lash line, another Japanese trend that Lunafreya wears. Use what's left on your brush to highlight your brow bone. Speaking of brows, it's brow time! The best time. My brows are naturally dark and a little too contrasting against Luna's wig, so let's lighten them with a white mascara. Start by brushing it through following the grain of your hairs, then brush the hairs down and backwards, completely coating each hair in white. Our brows look like Prina and Umbra now, but this step really transforms the look and brings an extra layer of realism to your cosplay. Go back over with one last coat to set them back into place. We don't want the brows to be stark white, so go over them with a tinted blonde brow gel. This also brings back a more realistic texture, especially since Luna's brows are soft and undone. Be sure to leave in wisps of white, especially at the front of the brow, for some color dimension. With our blondie brows done, we are almost ready to beseech the six. But first, highlighter. Using your favorite highlighter and a tapered face brush, glow up the tops of your cheekbones, sweeping up towards the temples in a C shape. This technique gives you a natural glow. Oh, blessed stars of light and life. Then highlight your nose bridge between your eyes, the tip of your nose, your Cupid's bow, and lastly your chin. Our glowing skin is enough to vanquish any darkness from the world, but no oracle is complete without lashes. Give your lashes a good curl for all-day lift. Then use a volumizing black mascara to generously coat your lashes. Mine is as old as the ring of Lucy, so it really didn't do too much, but just enough to help them blend into our falsies. I have watery eyes, so I used a different mascara for my bottom lashes. Try to start the mascara below the root of your lashes where we left the lash line bare. This will help protect our enlarged eye effect. Make sure your lashes stay separated and not too clumpy. Moving on to falsies, I opted for a naturally fluttery pair that adds length but not heaviness to the eyes, since Luna's lashes are quite natural. After applying glue, wait 15 seconds and tack down your center. Then just stick down the sides. It's easier said than done, am I right? And now just repeat on the other side. Apply glue, wait 15 seconds, Stick down the center and tack down the sides. Done! To amp up our enlarged eye effect, especially in photos, I lined my waterline with a nude eye pencil. If you have super watery eyes, you can set this with a matching eyeshadow for lasting power. And that completes the eyes, natural but defined and polished. And now the last step, lips. Luna's lips are dainty and thin with a slight gradient effect. Start with a matte pinky mauve color, applying just to the inner center of the lips. Then softly blend, but keep the color concentrated to the center. To add in her glossy finish, go in with the sheer pinky lavender balm. Try to keep it towards the outside of the lips so you don't blend out your gradient effect. Add some setting spray and your costume, and this look is complete. The stars shine for you now. Go forth and fulfill your calling. I hope you enjoyed this makeup tutorial for our pure and heroic Lunafreya. If you'd like to see more, follow me on my Instagram and subscribe to this channel. And remember, when the world falls down around you and all hope is lost, when you find yourself alone amid a lightless place, look to the distance. Know that I am there and that I watch over you always. Farewell, dear viewers.